Yo, what's going on everyone? My name is Sigsang, and today I wanted to talk about the return of rhythm games. And just to clarify before anyone goes,
Well, actually, rhythm games never went away.
I know games like Osu as well as rhythm games such as the ones found at Round 1 exist, but I'm talking about peripheral-based rhythm games such as Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I've noticed within the past couple years, there's been a bit of a revival with these rhythm games, such as companies making guitar peripherals again, or Fortnite Festival, and most notably, the announcement of the game Stage Tour, which seems to have a significant and passionate group of people behind the development of that game. I'm personally super stoked that these games are making a comeback, and I guess I should talk about my history with these games because I was pretty big into these rhythm games growing up. I remember my first big exposure with these types of games was with Guitar Hero 3. One of my close friends growing up had it, and we would play it all the time when I would visit his house. But the first real rhythm game that I owned was actually, of all things, High School Musical Sing It for the Wii. If you know, you know. These movies had some bangers. But I was really interested in High School Musical Sing It because this was actually my first exposure to trying singing for the first time, and would ultimately end up leading to me becoming a vocalist and participating in a few bands when I was younger. I know that's a pretty weird origin story of how I became a musician, but it's true. I was really into High School Musical, I was really into these rhythm games. It was kind of the perfect match, and this game came with a microphone in the box when you purchased it new. So you didn't have to worry about getting extra peripherals, you would just plug it into your Wii and you'd be able to sing. About a year later, I would eventually end up getting Guitar Hero World Tour for the Wii, which was the big box version, which came with the microphone, the guitar, the drum set, and was the first Guitar Hero entry to actually include multiple peripherals. And shortly after that, I believe I got Rock Band 2 either for the Wii or the Xbox 360. I know for sure I had Rock Band 3 for the Xbox 360, but that was another big thing for me. So I finally had Guitar Hero and Rock Band as well as High School Musical. And to me, I would consider this the golden era for these rhythm games from late 2007 to about 2010. Late 2007 is when Guitar Hero 3 came out, and I still feel like that was the big entry in Guitar Hero series. So there was Guitar Hero 1, Guitar Hero 2, those had mostly cover songs, but Guitar Hero 3 had big ones like Through the Fire and Flames from Dragon Force, Before I Forget from Slipknot, Miss Murder from AFI. The list goes on, but I feel like if you were to ask someone what game did they play growing up, it would probably be one of the original Rock Bands or Guitar Hero 3. Unfortunately, towards the later part of that golden era, I feel like both Guitar Hero and Rock Band just oversaturated the market with a bunch of different spin-offs. Not that they were bad spin-offs per se, but it was a lot to invest into. I mean, video games at the time were probably like $50, $60. So at that point in time, that's a lot of money. And even if you had the peripherals, that's great, but having to buy multiple entries of the series multiple times in the year, it's a lot to ask. And after 2010, both Rock Band and Guitar Hero pretty much stopped completely. It wasn't until 2015 that we got Guitar Hero Live and Rock Band 4. And I specifically remember Guitar Hero Live while I was working at Target, not moving at all. It was sitting on shelves, it was clearance multiple times. No one really wanted it. I bought it, but really just no one was into it anymore. I will say one thing that separated Rock Band from Guitar Hero was the Rock Band Network, which was a service kind of like iTunes, if you guys remember that, where you could buy music and you'd actually own it and be able to play it in the game. So there were actually songs I bought in Rock Band 2 that I was able to play in Rock Band 4, and that was just really cool. Eventually the name Rock Band Network went away, but downloadable content in Rock Band continued all the way up until 2024. And I feel like I bought this game either in 2023 or 2024. It was around the time I bought my current guitar controller. And before I forget, I want to shout out Rocksmith as well, which wasn't a game that I played, but I always heard great things. Rocksmith, specifically the 2014 version, I feel like was the most popular version of Rocksmith and was a little bit different from Guitar Hero and Rock Band because you could actually play with a real guitar. And I remember reading online and watching videos about people that learned how to play guitar through these games, and I just think that's really awesome. However, it was after 2015 that I really feel like there was a big drought with these rhythm games. Although Rock Band 4 continued to get support, there really wasn't any big games coming out for Guitar Hero or Rock Band anymore. And that's where I feel like the online community kept these games going, specifically with games like Clone Hero or just challenges involving Guitar Hero and Rock Band. There was always people active and people that have been around for many years in this space. Unfortunately, because none of the major manufacturers are making peripherals anymore, this drove up the prices of guitars, drums, all of those peripherals that were used with Guitar Hero and Rock Band. And unfortunately for me, I pretty much sold or traded in all the peripherals I owned as a kid. And I didn't really want to pay those big eBay prices, so I really wasn't able to play these games again as an adult. Eventually, a third-party brand called PDP released the Riffmaster. This guitar was announced early in 2024, and I immediately wanted to pre-order it, so I did in March, and I eventually got it later that year. However, this guitar controller cost $130 when initially released. I think now it goes for $150, but you can get it on sale most of the time. But I think it was a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people because the original Guitar Hero and Rock Band, getting the game plus the guitar was about $100. So now just getting the controller cost more than the game and the controller from the past. It's, a little bit hard to deal with, but if you looked at the prices on eBay at the time, it made sense why they were asking for that price. So besides the monetary reasons, why would a company release a guitar peripheral when there haven't been Guitar Hero and Rock Band games released in forever? Well, I think one of the big reasons was Fortnite Festival. Fortnite Festival was a game mode released in Fortnite in 2023 and was actually developed by Harmonix, the same people who developed the original Guitar Hero 1 and Guitar Hero 2, as well as the Rock Band games. And for those of you that are unaware, Epic Games owns Harmonix now, so it makes sense that they would develop a game mode for Fortnite. And I know what some of you may be thinking, oh, Fortnite, why would I play Fortnite to play a rhythm game? Well, I was like you too. I didn't originally like Fortnite. I thought it was just a game for kids and brain rot, but I eventually came around on the game. And later on is when they added Fortnite Festival. So it was actually the perfect timing that it came together. And overall, it's a pretty fun game mode that continues to get support to this day. Although I wish there was a little bit more variety with the tracks, it's definitely a good basis for anyone that's trying to get into rhythm games. And if you get introduced to a rhythm game via Fortnite, hey, I think that's more power to you. And in case you didn't already recognize, the footage that you're watching on screen right now is me playing the festival mode. Obviously, I'm not the best at these games, but I definitely like to play them casually, especially in the medium mode. I can sometimes play on the hard mode and do expert mode on vocals occasionally, but on guitar, it's a little bit much for me. So besides Fortnite Festival, I think the biggest thing I'd like to talk about is the announcement of the game Stage Tour, which is being developed by a studio called Red Octane Games, which has some history with the original Guitar Hero games. And what's really exciting is they're involving people that have been active in the online community, such as people that have been active with games like Clone Hero. This game is slated to release later in 2026, so it's not that far away. And there's actually going to be physical releases of new peripherals such as guitars and drums, which I'm super excited about because I don't think there's been a third-party company that has created a drum kit that can be used with these games in a long time. I do hope these peripherals are somewhat affordable, but regardless, I'm very much interested once these release. I think the last thing I want to talk about is the staying power for these kind of games. We've seen Fortnite Festival continue to get updates and support, but a game like Stage Tour is taking a huge risk, again because games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band haven't released new entries in a long time. It's going to be interesting to see if there really is a market for this for the regular consumer base. And I'm being completely honest here. When I bought my Riffmaster, I played Rock Band 4 for like a week or two straight, but after that, I really didn't pick it up, unfortunately. Even with Fortnite Festival, I only recently started using my guitar controller again. It's just more convenient to go from a game of Battle Royale to a game of Fortnite Festival and just continue using my Xbox controller. But I think it's still really important for these games to exist and for these peripherals to be accessible because I want more people to get into rhythm games and discover music and maybe even take it further and become a musician. I know for me, I talked about my experience with becoming a vocalist via High School Musical, but I had countless friends that either picked up a guitar because they played Guitar Hero or started playing drums because of Rock Band. I truly believe these games have a real impact on people's lives. And even if it's not on that deep of a level, having the peripherals at a house and being able to invite your friends over and play co-op on the big screen, that's something we really don't have anymore. I think I've noticed more companies making co-op games again, which is awesome, but being able to invite people over, play Rock Band, play Mario Kart, Mario Party, all that stuff, that's what it's all about. So on a final note, I really do hope Stage Tour is a success. I really hope it continues to get support. I hope Fortnite Festival continues to get support. I hope more rhythm games come out. I hope there's more competition, more peripherals. I just want to see this continue to grow, and hopefully this genre of video games can really make a comeback in the mainstream of video games again. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. I do a variety of YouTube shorts, live streams, and I'm trying to experiment more with these long form videos. So if you like this more discussion style, make sure to let me know in the comments, because I want to do more of these types of videos in the future. And if you want to get updates or just see some funny posts, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @6sang. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you tune to the next one and have a great rest of your day. Peace.